and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
That's awful. My granddaughter's 9 months, and I couldn't imagine it.
A 3-month-old baby girl is recovering from some serious injuries. Her father, a Grafton man, is behind bars tonight. Court documents say 24-year-old Bruce Humphrey was arrested after his daughter was airlifted to Fargo with severe injuries.
After hearing the details on the case, people living in Grafton tell us they're shaken up and it happened too close to home. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly drove to Grafton today to learn more about what happened.
That is just horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. To shake it even. Oh. My word.
Grafton resident Kathy Gordon says she's in shock after learning her daughter's neighbor was arrested for alleged child abuse. Court documents say Bruce Humphrey faces charges after his 3-month-old child was taken to the hospital with what's being described as suspicious injuries. Medical staff says the child suffered from a brain bleed, hemorrhaging in both eyes, a stroke, and bruising of the face, symptoms often associated with shaken baby syndrome. Officials reported in the court documents that Humphrey admitted to shaking the child out of frustration on 2 separate occasions. Gordon says she knows things have happened in Grafton before, but as a mother and grandmother, she was taken aback by this incident.
I didn't know about it. I live right here in Grafton, and I did not know that there was that kind of people around here.
The house behind me is where the incident allegedly happened. Police tell us they cannot comment at this time, but we spoke to some of the neighbors in the area, and they tell us they didn't know Humphrey very well and that he typically kept to himself. In Grafton, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Both charges Humphrey is facing are felonies.
The Fargo man convicted of kidnapping a newborn baby of Savannah Greywind in 2017 is appealing his life sentence to the North Dakota Supreme Court. William Haines pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit kidnapping in connection with the death of Savannah Greywind. He was acquitted of conspiracy to commit murder. Greywind was 8 months pregnant when she disappeared from her North Fargo apartment in August of 2017. Her body was later found in the Red River. A judge sentenced Haines to life in prison with the possibility of parole. His former girlfriend, Brooke Cruz, to life without parole for her conviction in her conspiracy to commit murder charge. Haines argues he was incorrectly designated a special dangerous offender because the crimes he pleaded guilty to did not seriously endanger the life of another.
Today at the North Dakota Capitol, members of the Legislative Management Committee rejected a proposed study on data regarding missing and murdered Indigenous people. However, leaders say despite the no vote, it will not affect how those cases are treated.
What I would say is because, is just as one of the legislators said today, there were bills coming forward with, and those bills passed, and so that language is already there. So that's going to happen, and so this was probably a little further, but there were bills dealing with that during the session.
The bill associated with the study passed both the House and the Senate with overwhelming support this past session.
A school bus aide in Woodbury, Minnesota, previously accused of molesting special needs children, is now facing prison time for killing his wife. 72-year-old Harvey Knievel pleaded guilty today to second-degree murder in the death of his wife. He admitted to stabbing his wife 14 times in an act he called quick and painless. His wife reportedly suffered from Parkinson's disease. Knievel is also facing 10 felony counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct for molesting special needs children on a school bus in Woodbury. The ex-bus driver was sentenced to over 30 years in prison for the death of his wife.
Some Fargo residents have been without water for most of today due to a broken water main gate. An official with the city says it happened this morning on the 1800 block of 34th Street. They tell us crews have been working on it all day and the water is being turned back on now.
The North Dakota Department of Agriculture is reminding ranchers to vaccinate their livestock against anthrax. The state's vet, Susan Keller, says when the weather is either very dry or very wet, it gives the illness an opportunity to spread. Keller adds, as producers are working their cattle and getting ready to send herds to pasture, it's important to get the booster vaccination against anthrax. She says some symptoms of infected animals may include bleeding out of their ears or mouth. However, not every animal shows those symptoms since the illness causes bleeding from the inside.
The snow is gone, the grass is greener, but it's also growing taller. An anonymous whistleblower asked us to check out 10th Street North in Fargo, saying some landlords aren't keeping up with the lawns when tenants leave for the summer. Neighbors tell us it ruins their hard work trying to beautify the neighborhood, but it also attracts more pests.
It's better for neighborhoods if everyone keeps their houses looking nice, their yards looking nice. It helps people sell faster, rentals look better, and it just is better for neighborhood improvement overall.
Fargo Cass Public Health says they give property owners a 7-day deadline to take care of overgrown lawns, but only when someone calls in a complaint. So if you see a home with overgrown grass, you can call Fargo Cass Public Health. You can find that phone number and more details on our website.
Many of you have been following along with the journey of a 7-year-old boy in West Fargo. His name is Miles Allen, and he's been battling stage 4 neuroblastoma since he was 4.
Today, the West Fargo Police Department came to Aurora Elementary School for a celebration. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard was there to document the event that the Allen family will never forget.
At a time in the school year when everything gets to be pretty much routine, this was anything but for 7-year-old Miles Allen and the rest of the kids at Aurora Elementary.
Let's go out there!
Okay, wait. The anticipation was building for Miles as he made his way into the gym. The awaiting crowd gave him a wild welcome. Miles, who has been befriended by West Fargo police, would be given a very special award.
We found a hero right here at Aurora Elementary. And what we're going to do today is provide this hero a Medal of Honor.
It's the highest award that can be given out within the police department, and something the Allen family didn't see coming.
This is the Medal of Honor here that we want to present you with for being so strong and being our hero at the police department.
What do you say?
Something else they didn't see coming was a gift from the nonprofit Lend a Hand, who handed them a $5,100 check.
I really have no words to explain the feeling of gratification from the community. It's been really nice to have a town come together and support your son.
The money from Lend a Hand will go to paying Miles' medical bills. Not to be forgotten is the continuing support that Miles gets from the students at Aurora. And with the school year winding down, the boy known to many as Mighty Miles might be able to spend even more time with his friends, including those who wear a badge. In West Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
Miles' mother says they still have quite a journey ahead of them. For those updates, visit our website, valleynewslive.com.
Check out this act of kindness from some Moorhead residents. Viewer Christina Stoy sent us these pictures and video taken in the Village Green neighborhood. She tells us that neighbors came to the rescue of 5 baby ducklings who went down the drain. She says they were all saved this afternoon.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
All right, we had a gorgeous time lapse today captured by our Valley Skycam setting into motion. There's the sun there, and it just glided through those high clouds and captured a fiery sunset. When that lower atmosphere fills with particulates, the sunset is particularly red and orange in color like we saw tonight, so likely some dust being kicked up by all kinds of activities outdoors. And here is a look at your current conditions out at Hector right now. It's 59 degrees. The wind very light, only 3 miles per hour, and it's from the south at this hour. Peak temperatures today near 80 in Cavalier, near 80 in Hallock, and 77 in Grand Forks, Fargo, Jamestown, Devils Lake in those low 70s. We saw a few low 70s and upper 60s today in Lakes Country with the coolest weather down to the south, thanks to the clouds that were stapled there for much of the day. Current temperatures still in the mid-60s in the Roseau area, 59 Badette, 58 Jamestown, and 56 degrees in Grand Forks. Just a few clouds remnant off to the west. Other than that, things very quiet here. That's not the case through Missouri, Iowa, and into parts of northern and western Illinois. Kansas City seeing severe weather tonight, as did Lawrence, Kansas. trail of long-lived tornadoes, very strong ones, move through the western and northeastern suburbs of Kansas City. We'll likely hear more about that tomorrow morning. But first and foremost, our overnight forecast looks very quiet tonight. We'll have a few clouds out to the west and a light wind. Temperatures not nearly as cold as this morning's 30s. We're going to start out near 50 degrees. Now heading toward the midday, light winds, abundant sunshine, and temperatures about as warm as we got to today in many locations. Already by the midday hour and in the afternoon, a good shot at 80-degree weather once again for many along Highway 2 and the Red River Valley. Mid-70s to around 80 elsewhere. Late in the day, with that heat, we might anticipate isolated thunder showers out to the west, but nothing widespread. And our chance is pretty small of seeing that in any particular location. 50 to start your day in Fargo-Moorhead. Sunshine aplenty, wind light and variable, but with more of a westerly component than we've had the past couple of days. Temperatures peaking near 80 degrees in Fargo and in Grand Forks and Devil's Lake as well. A lot of mid-70s with the coolest weather in the far east, thanks to a little bit more of a northerly component to your wind. With all the beautiful spring conditions, those lilacs are smelling wonderful out there. Tiffany capturing this near Comstock. What a colorful shot. All right, our summer-like weather continues for Thursday. Friday, a bit of transition begins to take place. Many in our southern valley will still see temperatures between 75 and 80, but a late cool front will sag down, bringing a chance of spotty showers and cooler temperatures to start the weekend. The rebound begins right away on Sunday. Looks sunny and warmer. Another chance, a better chance of rain Monday night and into Tuesday. That's when we'll have a better chance at seeing some soaking showers in the region.
All right, thanks, Sutch.
You're welcome.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, plenty of people turn to the internet for medical information, but it can be misleading. Now, one woman wants to put a stop to that.